Yeah, hey, drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.
All right, welcome to the Primetime College Hoops podcast, a part of the Prime Coverage Sports Network. I'm Jim Weglars, a.k.a. Wegs. You can follow me at Wegspo on X on Instagram. Mr. Cassanova, introduce yourself, sir.
Yes, man, you have Mr. Cassanova of the Renegade Rundown. You can catch me on there. You can also catch me on Primetime College Hoops every Thursday, man. And I'm ready for the madness, man. So let's get to it, man.
It's already started, dude. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
We'll get to everybody wants to hear in a minute. That's a tease. We'll do it in Miami, Ohio. We'll talk to you about you in a minute, but let's go to the recaps of last weekend's games for the big conference. Thank you. Yes, the madness is here. This is my guy. He knows what's happening. The madness is here, Ian.
Yes, it is.
So we've got last week's game. We only had 4 that we recapped. We got Vanderbilt over the Vols. Look, man, well, maybe that's true. We see the Vols are struggling with Auburn today, but this team, they went in, they won the Battle of Tennessee. I really didn't think they could do it. I mean, Vandy might be better than I thought. They shot 52.9% from the field, beating that tough Tennessee D. They win the game 86-82, and that game goes over. So, I don't know. What did you think about that game?
I ain't going to lie, man. You know, we both picked Tennessee in that one. I thought Tennessee was going to hold home court. I thought it was going to be a tough game for Vandy. I knew they were good, but I didn't think they were that good. But they showed me. They was like, shut up and watch this. And I was like, okay. And they showed me, like, okay, we're a legit team in the SEC. They're not Florida, but they're also not – they're better than Tennessee. And so that's what they showed, man. They showed they're at that second tier, third tier team in the SEC, man. I was impressed, man. I'm not going to lie, because I definitely had Tennessee going into it.
They got 32 free throws in this game on the road. Yeah. I mean, they made 27 of them. That's kind of why they won this game. They were driving the basketball right at them, which I like to see. We talked about Duke, and they do get their revenge against North Carolina. They were at home. We knew that was going to happen, but I thought North Carolina would show a little more fight in this one. They kind of got crushed. I mean, it was 42-29 on the rebound advantage. Duke's defense is really good. They forced 14 turnovers. This wasn't close. 76-61. Just kind of pulled away in this one. Cam Boozer had 26 points.
Yep.
They didn't have Caleb. Okay, we know they still don't have Caleb here, so he'll come back. But, man, North Carolina, do you trust them at all in the tournament?
To a degree, not without Caleb. I need Caleb back. I think if Caleb comes back, that can ride the ship a little bit and give him some kind of – because, you know, in the tournament, you got to have that guy. It has to be – and I think it has to be a guard to start off. So you have to have your guy. And if you don't have your guys in the stable – I don't know how far you're going to make it. I don't. And this game, it went exactly how I predicted it because I thought it was going to be a closer fighter, tougher game. But I said late, I thought Duke would assert their dominance and pull away a little bit. Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, Duke is going to be the number 1 overall seed. It's clear as day. And have fun playing against them in the tournament. Have fun.
Yeah, no kidding. It just punched the ticket. I mean, not that they're going straight to Indy, but
yes,
we'll see. We'll see who they get in the draw. To your point, they'll be the number 1 overall seed if they run the ACC, which is probably likely because I don't know if anybody can beat them in that whole league. But if they somehow stub their toe, which I don't think they're going to do, this team is so focused. They're really focused.
Yeah. They look focused, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Duke is a scary team, man. They're going to be a tough out.
Let's get to the life jacket, man. This is Cassanova. Kenny Cassanova knows when to throw out the life jacket. Listen, BYU, you haven't been that good since Richie stepped down with his ACL tear. But guess what? We got another guy, Robert Wright, with Devonsa. They combine for 48 points together. They get the win over, in this one. They beat them pretty soundly, 82-76. So. And they beat Texas Tech, which has been rolling, and they've been scoring. So talk to me. Why did you love the life jacket? And we'll talk about Devonsa a little bit more in a sec.
Well, for some reason this year, I don't know what it is, but BYU they have been on this roller coaster ride all year. They had the injuries and everything and stuff like that. But one thing that's been consistent is AJ. He's been consistent all year. And if you're watching him, I want you to watch him tonight because he's got a big game tonight. But the reason why I seen the life jacket game is because I said it's late in the year. They need another signature win to stamp their ticket. They had one already against Iowa State. Now you need another one. So the committee is like, hold up. They might not be a 8-9 seed. They may be a 6 or 7. You're on the cusp of that right there. So you want to give them something to look at. They give them something to look at. And if they can continue to run and play the way they've been playing, and in the tournament, get a couple of wins. I ain't saying you got to win it all, but it would help if you did. That would help. That would help your seeding. And I just had a feeling. I said, Texas Tech, without JT Toppin, said, this the one. This the one.
Well, if you try to score with that team at BYU, you know what's going to happen, right? Because that team can score. I'm going to mention it now. We'll mention it when we talk about the breakdowns of the conference tournaments. But DeBonce's already scored. What has he scored? 67 points in 2 games. He's like breaking the Big 12 scoring championship already in like 2 games. He's a freshman. He is just on a mission, and that's what we want to see next week in the big tournament. Andrew, what's up? And it's super exciting because this is what we've seen since we started talking 5-6 weeks ago. We saw this kid. He's a freshman. He's going to be good. He's up. Oh, whoa. He's dominating a good team. So he's already done it twice in the Big 12. He's got, like you said, the big game tonight, but he's a guy who's just exciting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're definitely getting more of him because I think he's gonna have something to say in this tournament. I do. He gives that kind of feel. If his teammates can hold it down, please just hold it down for him. Give him some sort of help. And I promise you, he has the goods to deliver. And so I ain't saying they're going to the Final Four and like that, but they can scare some teams.
Well, I mean, with Richie in there, I thought for sure they could push Elite 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now they've got to find other ways. And
find a way, yeah.
So our guy Ian, we were talking about Duke a second ago. He likes it. Don't be sleeping on Michigan. He says, I hear what you're saying because they obviously took care of business against the Spartans. I don't think anybody's going to beat Michigan in the Big Ten. We'll talk about that in a minute. But they did what they do, man. The game was kind of tight. Spartans were actually up with about 13 minutes to go. And then all of a sudden, they just hit another gear. And that's what they do, 11-0 run. They took control of the game. They end up – this is the big one, 26 to 29 from the foul line. They had plus 10 at the foul line over Sparty, and that's going to get it done most times. They win 90 to 80. They cover the spread, and they go over the total. Michigan does look legit. The only thing I'll say about you, Ian, is that they did lose head-to-head to Duke, so that's going to hold it over them for sure.
That's going to be a lot of weight,
Unless Duke somehow loses an ACC tournament, then maybe they could flip it up. But talk to me about Michigan and what you saw on Sunday.
Exactly what we thought we was going to see. A really good game. But Michigan just being too big, man. It's too big. I mean,
big
for the Big Ten, like Big Ten fits them. Big. Like this is just what they are. That's just what they are. They're a big team, and they're wearing teams down. And like I said, in the format of this, if this was like the NBA and they would play a series, I would probably pick Michigan to win the whole thing. If this was a series format, just because it's a series, you wear teams down with your height and everything. But in this type of tournament style situation, they have to make sure that the guards give them something.
Right.
If the guards don't give them anything, it's going to be a long night for them. Just because of they're going to put their bigs in situations on the pick and rolls to where they're going to have to make a decision. They better guess right. And so I like Michigan a lot, though. I do. I think Michigan is a legit team. It's against certain teams, I don't know if I like the matchup. Like a Houston type of team or Arizona, those type of teams with really good guard play.
Right, their guard play. It's been good at times. Like it outplayed Michigan State in the first matchup. At the end of the game, Cadeau played really well. But there are times, you're right, they get beat on the perimeter and then they get their bigs in foul trouble. And that's when you see the problem. And that's, again, we going a couple weeks ago, we thought Duke was going to lose. We thought Michigan was going to beat Duke. We all
Yeah,
picked Michigan. We
for
thought for
sure.
sure. And then,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think Shire's a hell of a coach for Duke. So that's a big, not that Dusty May's not. He's a good coach. But, big game John Shire, apparently he's, in that situation. So. All right, let's talk about. We only got a couple people in the chat. I thought we'd have more, but we'll bring up the big topic of the day. We've got a team that was 31-0 going into today's game in the quarterfinals. They're the 1 seed in the MAC, and then they go down. And it's not against a good team, really. It was a team that was like 17-15. So, we didn't debate it that much. I've been kind of anti-Red Hawks most of the season, to be honest with you. Been kind of hoping that they lose. And the last 3 or 4 games have always been tight, and they're just pulling it out every week. So let me ask you this, Casanova. A, do you think they should get in, regardless of what anybody else does this weekend? Do you think that Miami of Ohio should be in the tournament?
Oh, man. Because I've been going back and forth with it ever since it happened. Okay, let's go this route. We'll go this route. Hart, I want them in because I think that they did enough. I mean, you only lose 1 game all year. It's still impressive regardless. If it was that easy, all teams would be able to do it. But my head tells me that they're going to look at their whole schedule in totality.
Right.
They're going to see that they were in a lot of close games with teams that are not that good. And games they should have lost. They won them. But then you lose in the first round in the quarterfinals of your conference championship. That's a no-no. If you lost in the championship, you may get a pass for that.
Of course.
But you lost in the quarterfinals to a team who was coming to the game 16-15.
Yeah.
I can't allow you in the if this is the thing. If anything, I can allow you to play your way in.
Yes.
The 4 slots that has to play in, I can give you a play in slot.
Okay. 11 seed.
I can't outright just put you in. I feel like it might come down to that. I think they'll get a chance. I want to say my heart want them to get a chance to get in. But I have a feeling that the committee might be a little harsh this year, especially if Auburn somehow in a tie game right now as we speak. If they somehow beat Tennessee, they're going to put Auburn in. I'm sorry, y'all going to hate the SEC bias, but you're going to see it on full display.
Well, you know where I lie. I'm a Ken Pong guy. My metrics are everything. And this team is 93rd. 93rd. Okay. There's teams like High Point. Now, they actually won their conference tournament. Stephen F. Austin is it? So 90. High Point's 92. 91 is Stephen F. Austin, who lost last night. There's other teams above them, like my team, Colorado State. They're 83. It's tough. They won 31 games. Now, I know nobody scheduled them. I did hear that nobody wanted to play them this year. So because they were good last year, they didn't want to get this scheduling in. The problem is that it's so tough. I think they're going to make the tournament. I think regardless. I do like your idea of the play-in. I think the committee's probably going to be a little nicer, maybe put them as a 12, and then there you go. We've got Ian. What do you think, Ian? Okay, this is where we want the audience participation. I'm going with being an 11, okay, but I don't want to seal war without a team. I hear you, dude. 31-1, it's not right.
I get it.
It's not right. It's just that the problem is that if it is recency bias for me, because the last 3 games, they had 2 games they won basically in the last minute, and then this game they lose to this 16-15 UMass team.
Yes.
It's not a good trend, okay? Now, granted, Auburn's been trending like crap, but of course, if they can't win the SEC tournament, they're in. But I don't think it's them against them. I think it's them against a VCU if they don't win the A-10. It's them against, some of these other teams we'll talk about in the bubble in a minute. And I agree they should be in by their merits. It's just whether they're going to be that play-in game and go to Dayton, which is not a home game for them, but it's closer. Or they just get to make it on the 12 line. and or maybe it's 10 line that get in. So I don't know. We're going to be watching. It's now you've got an exciting selection Sunday for sure.
Yes, you do.
Get some popcorn and sit at it. But there were also some other teams, Kenny, that went in as the 1 seed in their tournament and didn't make it out. And they're not going to make it. They're not going to have the chance that Miami does. You got the Missouri Valley. They knocked off their 1 seed. The CAA, the SoCon, the Big Sky, and the Patriot League. All number ones were knocked out. It was kind of like you almost didn't want to be the number 1 team because it was like you were hunted. You were hunted out there. So I don't know. I'm not sure about your take on this, but sometimes when these, especially smaller leagues, like the Ivy League kind of does it right. They only have 4 teams go. It's a smaller semifinals.
Yeah.
And, it's, or they just send the regular season champ. That would be a woman to do. It's kind of like these tournaments, who are they making money for? They must be making money for the league. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, that's why it makes March Madness for us. We got to watch these games, and you give a chance to a team that's like under 500 that can make the tournament. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because like I said, you only got to have a good week if you're the teams. You just got to have a good week. And the good part is you're in go mode. Like I try to tell people that I said being a 1 seed, having that bye, maybe a bad thing because these teams are warmed up that you're playing.
Right.
They didn't play the game. They're in tourney mode. They already got the mindset of, hey, I got to win it. And you really don't have to win it. You're kind of locked in if you're the 1 seed and you're normally when you're the 1 seed in your conference. You normally got a locked in, thing for you. So I'm coming into this game to prove to them that I can play with you guys. And so that's the only thing about being the 1 seed. So you're right. Being the 1 seed may be a curse. I'm hoping it ain't like that for the tournament because there's a lot of good 1 seed. That's going to be teams that's going to be the 1 seed this time. So,
yeah, I think part of it too is, especially if they're on a neutral court somewhere, you got to use the rims. You're not playing at home anymore. You don't get that friendly bounce. The smaller leagues don't play in big arenas, but at the same time, like you said, you just got to have one good week. So, Ian, we're going to go over that right now. I like your question or your comment here. You think VCU, Texas, SMU should be knocked out over Miami, and if Auburn wins. So let's go over the bubble. Hopefully, you've been listening the last couple of weeks. We do this every week. We're going to talk about the first 4 buys, which are teams that this is all based on Joe Lunardi's post this morning. So it's pretty fresh, but doesn't include Miami of Ohio. NC State is in for him. They beat Pitt, right? They could solidify their spot if they beat UVA. They've not been trending great, but their metrics are fine. They're 10-8 in the ACC. They're kind of middle to pack, 35 in Ken Palm and the net. I think they're probably in, Kenny. I don't know about you, but I think that is the right choice to be the buy because they're up there a little bit and they didn't get knocked off early. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like NC State. I watched them, like I said, I watched the ACC tournament. I wanted to see if there was going to be a Cinderella team. I always watch that because for some reason ACC is going to give us one. They're going to give us one of the teams that's going to be fighting like heck to try to get in at the end. And NC State impressed me when I watched them play, even though it was against Pitt. But they got a game tonight against Virginia that's a huge matchup. And so, to me, if I'm them, I don't think I'm safe. I'm going to play the game like I'm not safe.
Right.
Just in case. You just never know what the committee's thinking. Like, you just never know. You can't go out there and lay an egg. You have to make sure, even if you don't win, it needs to be a competitive game.
You do. They already beat. Oh, thank you, Ian, for putting.
Oh, yeah, they did play early. Okay,
they already beat them. So so NC State, but I still think they're in. Yeah. Now let's bring up the case of Texas. So we've already seen Ian's comment about Texas. Look, the thing about Texas is the record for me, 18-13. They had a really bad, their non-conference wasn't that great, wasn't that dominant. Their metrics are good though. I mean, they're up there in Ken Palm. Their net's under 50. They've won some big games. Now that loss to Ole Miss is not good. It's not a good look. So they're going to be one of those teams. You're right, Ian. They're going to be sitting there looking Miami of Ohio, Texas, a couple of these other teams we're going to talk about, going to be sitting there waiting, watching the popcorn. They're going to be hoping that they make it in. I think Texas is probably a better team than Miami, Ohio. But to your point, 31-1, it's hard to argue with that. What do you think about Texas, Kenny?
I think that I don't get them. I don't get Texas.
Yeah.
At all. I get that they're a good, good team, in the grand scheme of things, but I don't like their resume, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just looking at some of the teams, and like you said, Ole Miss lost. I mean, maybe that comes back to bite them,
right?
Just depending on how everything shakes out. I always been leery of Texas all year. Even their schedule says, their record says roller coaster, 9-9 in the SEC. Yeah. That's roller coaster. If it's not, you know what I'm saying. So I get that they could possibly safely end, but I don't know how.
Yeah, it's just they've gotten some good wins. It's the thing about the SEC. It's how much you believe in it. I don't believe in it as much as the Big 12, honestly.
No.
But, Lenardi had like 10, 12 teams at one point for the SEC over everybody else. I'd like to see less SEC teams in there too, but we'll talk about a couple more, including Auburn, in a second. Now, I do think this next team, Santa Clara, who's in, again, first 4 buys for Joe Lenardi's bracketology this morning, they got to be in. They made it all the way to the final. They beat St. Mary's, so they should be safely in. Maybe they're going to be a 10 or 11 seed, or 10 seed. They're not going to be a play-in. So I think they're in. I think the Broncos played really well in Las Vegas. They played decent against the Zags for a half. So I don't even want to worry about these guys. These guys are in the tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. They did exactly what I said they needed to do, what they're supposed to do. Was, hey, get to the final.
Get to the final.
Get to the final. And that's exactly what they did. So right. they have to be in. Plus, I like 15-3. I like their record and their conference record. I love it. So Santa Clara, you did exactly what you were supposed to do. You impressed. So that's all you gotta do.
That's right. Now this team, man, I think if we had this show yesterday at this time, it'd be a different story. Central Florida, they were down by like 8 with like a minute and a half to go. And they somehow came back. One of my darling teams, Cincinnati, who I think that just put the nail in the coffin.
Oh, yeah.
They blew the lead. And now the Knights advanced. They're getting housed right now by Arizona by 20. Not surprising. Yeah. But I think at 20-10, 99 to Big 12, I don't love their metrics, but I think they're going to make it in. And if they had lost that game, I think they would have been out. I think that they didn't come back, like you said, that feverish close by the Golden Knights. That was huge. Yeah. Otherwise, I think they'd be on the outside looking in.
Yeah, man. Big win for them. I just don't like teams getting blown out right before the tournament. I think maybe I'm just biased, but I just don't like how it looks.
Yeah.
I don't like how it looks because it makes it seem like to me, all right, you're going to be an early exit. Can you put somebody in that could actually possibly on a good streak that could make some noise?
That's right.
I just feel like getting blown out in the conference championship game. You shouldn't get a pass for that. Right. It should be some sort of penalty. But they're probably safely in. And, hey, I'm not going to hate on it. But I don't like it. I don't like that.
So as we move to the last 4 in, so these are kind of the play-in teams, and this is where Miami, Ohio will fall more or less now with the loss. Missouri, like this team lost to, they lost to Kentucky, right? Sorry, we got to up to the second. I want to make sure I'm getting everything right because these things happen all the time. Yeah, so they lost to Kentucky today. They did advance, to this round. But they're one of these teams that they're not unlike the teams we talked about. They're 20-11, 10-8, a little bit above 500. Their metrics aren't good. So I don't know. I think they're going to be out now. He posted this, of course, before this game. So they were fairly competitive. They lost 78-72. They probably have a better resume, like in terms of metrics, than Auburn. But I don't know, man. Them losing, I think they could get bounced, and there's a spot for the Red Hawks right there.
You think it's going to be Missouri? Yeah.
It could be one of 2 teams. We'll talk in a minute.
Yeah, we'll talk about the other one because the other one right now is, Missouri, I don't necessarily love this team, but
Right.
I can see them staying in. I can see them getting the benefit of the doubt.
Sure.
Um, and I can see them barely scraping by. One of them play-in teams. I can
Sure.
see something like that where they have to play their way in for
Mhm.
sure.
So SMU, I think maybe that's the team you're talking about. The SMU 20-13. They're 8-10 in the ACC. I mean, they got past Syracuse, but they lost to Louisville. So they're going to be in that same boat. I agree with Ian in this one. Post back his comment here on the screen. I do agree with you. I think that Miami should make it over that team, SMU. I think Texas has a better resume than SMU.
Yeah,
In the end, you go under 500 in the ACC, you don't advance far enough. I
yeah.
think they're going to be out. And this was published after they lost last night. So this is what's confusing about it. SMU's metrics aren't that great. I mean, they're in the 40s, 38, 40, something like that for
Mhm.
Ken Palm in the net. So I don't know why they're so high on SMU. Maybe they had a little run mid-season, but I would certainly put Miami over them. Like you said, Missouri might hang on. And then let's make the case for Auburn right now. I'm not going to make the case. They're down by 7 with 3:51 to play
You
right now,
don't have to
Kenny.
make a case no more.
So if they don't win this game, they got to be out. I do not want to see this team in the tournament. They'll have 15 losses. They already have 15. They got 16 losses, 17 to 16. Please don't talk to me about it.
Yeah, no.
But somebody's got to get in, Kenny. One of these guys got to take these last spots.
Miami of Ohio might just sneak in because of how bad some of these teams are. I mean,
correct.
these teams are just not good teams.
I agree.
I'm just looking at this list. I mean, they can get in over a couple of these teams and be a last. I mean, yeah, like Auburn right now, they're clawing, they're trying to fight back, but they're down. And and they need this win. To me, they need to win this one.
Mm-hmm.
So
they don't get the win, they're out. Makes it simple for the committee. But I do think, and then the other team in this last four is VCU, which is just the thing. To me, now we kind of missed this in the wash last week. I've been pumping VCU for 3 weeks. You know that, Kenny. I've been loving this team.
Yeah.
But I think they got a little bit of a gift because St. Louis, their big man Avila's hurt. And what I've heard is that Dayton probably will take out them, and then VCU will get to play Dayton in the final. So they have an easier path, and maybe they just outright win their league, which takes them off the bubble, and again makes an opportunity for the Red Hawks or some of these other teams we don't want to see in the leagues or in the tournament. So we'll see if they make the final. I think they're going to make it in. To be honest with you,
yeah, me too.
I know about Ian's comment here, but it's like, to me, I don't disagree that the Red Hawks should probably get in, but VCU has been pretty solid, 15-3 in their league. They got way better metrics, 44 and net and Ken Palm. So they're going to make it in, I think, unless they fall apart today or tonight if they play tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll definitely get in. VCU, man, they always, I don't know why.
They're always there.
They're always in the tournament, man. They're always hanging around somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Even after all these years, they still hanging around. So I mean, hey, if they like it, I love it.
Where are they on this thing? I don't see them on here. Did they lose? Did they? Hang on a second. Did they lose? No, I can't even find them on this schedule thing. But anyway, let's go for the first four out, because this is also a group of teams that, with all these this movement, it's going to make a difference. And point to SMU and Missouri even. So Indiana, I think they're out. I think they lost to Northwestern. I don't see how they go up. They're done playing, so I don't see.
Yeah, there's no more games.
Yeah, we just talked about that. Put your post up about the Golden Knights. I think it hurts them, but they still are going to make it in. Maybe their first 14 now. But Indiana, dude, I can't believe he posted. That was last night. Why are you posting them in the tournament on the first out? I mean, they're 18-13, 9-11. Northwestern beat you twice, I think, now. So they're out. I mean, the Hoosiers are done.
Yeah. For real, there's nothing to talk about. I mean, they're under 500 in the Big Ten.
That's right.
They lost to Northwestern twice.
That's right.
Yeah, stick a fork in them. Let's move on. Let's move on from them. I mean, nothing to talk about here. We got to be ruthless with these guys. I told you last week, it's conference championship week. We're the judge and the jury.
We are. Okay, so this is a team I think that can be a bid stealer given what's happening. So New Mexico, they're obviously in the Mountain West. If you look at what they've done, they have beaten good teams, at times. So let's just see when they play. They're going to win today. San Jose State, come on, dude. They're going to make it to the semis at least, and they're the 3 seed. So they're going to play the winner of Colorado State and San Diego State. So to me, if they beat San Diego State again or Colorado State and they make it to the final, it's for sure in.
Yeah.
I think if they just get to the semis, they probably are going to be in because some of these other teams, if Auburn loses, they're going to move up.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, Lobos, you're pro Lobo, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're a pretty good team. I mean, from everything I've seen from them so far this year, I definitely want to see the San Diego State, and I want to see that again. I want to see
rematch.
Dude, I want to see what that looks like. Because I think the winner probably gets in, the loser go home.
I think so.
Maybe.
I absolutely think that's right. I think Utah State's safely in, and they're cruising today.
Yeah,
kind of a fallback, but okay, we've got Ian. He thinks they've been a wrecker here. So looks like he wants to see a real upset. So be careful, New Mexico.
Always be careful. It's tournament time.
It's true. Yeah. But yeah, Boise, I thought was going to be decent, and then of course they dress 7 and they get beat. I'm still promoting my Colorado State Rams because if they take out the Aztecs, they've beaten the Aztecs and the Lobos in the last month. So they're 6.5-point dogs in that one. But this team confounds me too. Why did he put Stanford in the first out? 20-12, 99 to ACC. Their metrics stink. They lost to Pitt at the buzzer.
I was just about to say that. I'm like, didn't they just lose to Pitt?
Come on, dude. And I'm not besmirching your Pitt Panthers that are in the backyard there, but come on, man. That team, that weren't even kind of considered before, and then they just lost to a Stanford team. I'm not sure what he does sometimes with these. These guys are not going to make the tournament. Indiana and Stanford, they're not going to make the tournament. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean, Stanford, there's no more games to play. There's no more impressions to be made because you shot yourself by losing the Pitt. I mean, Pitt wasn't a good team this year, They just weren't a good team this year. And so you come out and you lose to them. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this was supposed to be your game where it was supposed to be a gimme game for you. It's supposed to be a gimme game for you to get right. Get yourself some wins in the tournament and possibly, shake up some brackets, man. And you didn't.
Yeah.
You just didn't.
ACC is weak. I mean, it's weak sauce.
It is. Yeah.
So the other team in the first 4 is San Diego State. Obviously we just mentioned it. First, I got to beat my Rams, which that's in question. But secondly, they've got to have to beat the Lobos. I think they're too far down the list. They're 14-6 in the league. I know they had a little bit better record than Mexico in the league, but 20-10 instead of 22-9. I just don't like it. And they've kind of been unimpressive in critical games. So they did beat Utah State this year in the league. So it's possible they run the table. I mean, it's possible they went outright and then they're not exactly a bid stealer, but they get in, and then Utah State's definitely going to be in. So of those 2 teams, I know you want to see that game again. Which would you rather see in the tournament, New Mexico or San Diego State?
Oh, man, it's tough because they're very evenly matched. Even if you look at Kim Pom and net, I mean, one is 49, the other's 47. One's 45, and net, the other one's 47. Right, it's like they're very similar. Toss a coin up. I wouldn't mind seeing the Lobos in there.
Yeah, a little change.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Lobos in there. I would not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
So Ian trusts New Mexico, and they will do more in the tournament. I agree with you.
I
San
agree.
Diego State's defense is kind of suspect. They
Yeah,
just
yeah,
thing about the Aztecs, though, man, those guys can turn the water off. I mean, it's just a spigot. They get against certain teams and they just lock you down. This year they're not as good as they've been in some years, but they're still top 20 in defense. I mean, they're
yeah,
really good. So I do like New Mexico's guards better than the Aztecs guards for sure.
yeah,
So if
yeah.
we go over this list one more time, Kenny, so let's just kind of go down. We've got 12 teams basically for 8 spots, and actually you add Miami of Ohio as a 13th team.
Yeah.
So we think NC State's in, no
Yep.
question.
Mm-hmm.
We think Santa Clara's in,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much no question. We think Central Florida's in, no question. Or is that an up for grabs?
You know what? Yeah, they should get in. That win against Cincinnati should help. Yeah, they should get in. They should.
Right. So now you're talking about 3 teams out of the 13 we're talking about. We think that one of the New Mexico or San Diego State teams going to be in. One of
Yep.
those teams is
Gonna get
probably
in.
going to be in, unless CSU wrecks the party. If they win the game today,
Yeah.
then that's going to mess things up for them. I'm trying to think. VCU is going to have to win. I think they got to get to the final at least. So they're not.
Yeah, they're gonna have to make it to the
sure
final
yet.
for sure. Yeah, no,
Right.
I think they need to. They got to impress a little bit. I agree with that one.
Right. On the other side, you've
Auburn
got
out of here.
teams that are out. You've got Indiana's got to be out. Stanford's got to be out.
Yes,
I think
Auburn.
SMU. You think SMU? That's tough, man. If Auburn loses, they're going to be out. But let's see what they are up to the minutes. Inside of a minute right
I
now.
was just about to say it like they're down by 7.
They're down by 6 with 36 seconds is what
Yep.
my thing says. So if they lose, they're out. That's 4, right? So there's only one more team out of the teams we're talking about that are going to get bounced. And that's that's crazy that you might still have an SMU in. You might still have a Missouri in. I think Missouri's going to stay in.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, I think unless you get a bid stealer, that's the thing. Like, if VCU gets bounced, maybe in the final, then somebody else wins. Then I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. I think it's down to just a few teams now when you really dig into it.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. That's the only problem with this time of the year is that you are going to get some undeserving teams that's going to get in.
Yes.
But you got to feel the field. You got to feel the field, and it's okay. If they're not that good, they will be home very soon. So you don't have to worry about it. You have to worry about them staying in long. But I think Miami of Ohio, now I'm looking at it, should get in.
Yeah, they're going to get in. I think they're going to get in.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it. Did he update this midstream? He did. He just updated that. Lenardi, you're so crafty. I did it this morning. He's got Auburn out, Indiana out. He's got New Mexico and Oklahoma out. Interesting. Wow. He's got the next 4 which is out. Stanford, which we know. Cincinnati, Virginia Tech. They lost early. Yeah. So San Diego State could play their way up. But he's got New Mexico and them out. He's got Missouri, VCU, Texas, and SMU in. Wow. But I kind of feel like he put Miami of Ohio in the last 4 buys. So he put them safely in. They'd be like a 10 seed.
Safely in. Okay.
Yeah. It'll be a 10 seed. So I agree with you, Ian. There's no way that Auburn should be in, but you know how it goes. It's up to the minute now. I'm sure Auburn is going to go down in flames as we speak. So we don't have to worry about that because I was getting mad about that anyway.
Yeah, because wondering whether they was going to put him in or not. Sure.
I mean, Lenardi's not the one who makes the picks. He's speculating based on the criteria. He usually gets like 67 to 68. He'll miss on 1. So I think he's right. Miami, Ohio, as we look at the bubble, they're going to be in, dude. They're going to be in unless there's kind of some crazy things that happen in these tournaments. So
Yeah, man.
All right. Let's talk about the big tournaments that are left. There's 5. There's other tournaments going on. I wrote about it on wegspool.com. You want to see when everybody's playing. But the big 5 conferences, you got the ACC, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is anybody going to beat Duke? Do we have to talk much about it?
Nah, nobody's beating Duke. I try to talk myself into picking somebody else, but nobody's beating Duke.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. I mean, the teams that are left, Miami just beat Louisville,
yeah.
so I like that team a lot, even though they lost to I think they lost to Louisville on Sunday or Saturday,
Mhm.
so they got a little revenge. I like because they're physical. Maybe they could be physical with Duke and try to
Mhm.
push it. All right, we've got talking baseball says Tennessee wins. So
Yep.
sorry, Auburn, you're off,
Bye-bye.
you're out of here. See you later. And then the number 2 seed in this one is Virginia. We've seen that movie before. We know exactly what's going to happen there.
Mhm.
And then North Carolina. So Duke will play North Carolina if they can beat Clemson. I think Miami's the only team that's going to give them a run in this bracket, but
Yeah.
I don't think it
Out of
matters.
everybody.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go Big 12 championship. This is like brass knuckles out there. You got Iowa State beat on Texas Tech today. That wasn't a surprise, but
No.
we know Texas Tech was hot. Maybe they just kind of fell off a cliff.
Mhm.
You've got Arizona beat on the Knights. And so now you're going to have BYU Houston tonight at 6 o'clock. That's a heck of a game. That's Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern. And then how about the dark horse TCU, man? TCU against Kansas.
Yeah. TCU's playing really good, man.
That
It's
team,
always that one team, man, that comes out the shadows, it seems like.
right.
TCU's gonna be a tough. They may beat Kansas tonight, man.
I think they could, yeah.
I would be careful from Kansas. Be very leery, for sure.
Mhm.
For sure. I
And
don't.
they play Kansas City. Dude, by the way, did you see what they're playing on at the Big 12 tournament? Did you see the floor?
Yeah.
It's like it's like got lights under it, and they like start like flashing them and stuff. It's
I'm
crazy.
like, yeah, this is too much. It's too much. I'm like, man. Hopefully nobody has a seizure in there or nothing like that, man. All them flashing lights and stuff. I thought we was at the disco or something.
Okay, well, talking baseball likes Iowa State. Look, this team, if they were playing at home, I would pick them. I just don't know, man. They're gonna have to play the 1 seed, which is Arizona. I don't like that matchup for them. I mean, maybe with that crazy floor going off and the lights are flashing. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they can get some points when that's happening.
Yeah, here it is. This is Ian's comment. The glass is terrible. I play on glass court. It's crazy, dude. I've
never seen
people
nothing
gonna
like
have like seizures or something out there.
That's what I said.
So who do you think? Do you think Arizona's gonna go all the way and win it, or are you gonna think the TCU or somebody like that's gonna shock the world in this one?
No, I think it's Houston.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand on it. I'm gonna stand on that. I'm gonna stand on it. I think Houston gets their get back against everybody. I do. I do. I think they get their get back. I think it starts tonight.
Okay.
And then I think they go ahead and get their get back against everybody else. I think Kansas is tough, but I think Kansas might lose to TCU. I have a feeling on that game that they could lose to TCU tonight.
Yeah, I like TCU to win that game. That Houston TCU game is going to be awesome.
Yeah,
really tough game.
Yes.
I do think Arizona, Iowa State, that's a great matchup, but I still think Arizona's too good. But trust me, I want to see Houston beat Arizona. I want to knock them down a peg, but Arizona's been balling, man. Ian likes Kansas. You like Kansas in that game, or you like Kansas for the tournament? I don't know. Maybe you haven't watched them all season. We have. They have great defense.
Yes.
Maybe Darren Peterson comes to play for once.
Hopefully he stays.
If he actually plays all the games. So I don't know. My dark horse, I think it's going to be. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say TCU is going to lose to Arizona in the title game. I like TCU getting far. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Okay. He likes Kansas against TCU. I respect it. I'm just kind of, I want to see some. I don't like chalk. I'm like an upset guy. All right. So in the Big East, you know how I feel about the Big East.
Here we go.
St. John's already advanced. They're the 1 seed. UConn plays Xavier. You've got Seton Hall will play St. John's, a 4 seed, not surprising. And Nova's playing Georgetown. So what we want to see is part 3, right? We want to see UConn St. John's part 3.
Yes.
I would love to see that game. And you know who I want. You know I want St. John's to take it to them in Madison Square Garden again. Get Danny Hurley all fired up again.
Right. Don't get hopefully he doesn't get thrown out of this game.
Yeah, exactly.
I like UConn, but I feel like a bad juju for them because every time I go to believing in them, here comes the loss. I think St. John's might catch them this time.
Yeah,
I do. I like St. John's in there. I do.
They're not going to score 40 points again. I'll promise.
No, they're not going to shoot. What did they shoot? 20-something%.
They missed their last 24 shots in the game, Kenny.
Yeah,
24 shots in a row.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's possible.
I don't think you get any worse than that. That's why I think it's going to be a lot better.
19%. Yeah. You're talking baseball likes UConn. Look, I think UConn's a good team.
Me too.
They somehow lower their guard. I mean, they lost to Marquette on Saturday. They lost to Creighton, 10 days before that. I don't understand that team. Sometimes they play well and sometimes they don't. But he thinks he gets you. Okay, you think UConn gets right. I'm gonna bet against that personally, Ian. I'm not saying you're wrong. So you'd like them against? Yeah. I mean, look, they have a good squad and they play good defense. They have good strategy. I just don't know if they have the athletes. Once you get the big man out, they got no bench in the bigs, and there's a lot of big guys in this tournament. So we'll see. I mean, I hope to see it. Let's see what happens. Let's talk about the SEC championship. We know who we love on this podcast. We love Florida. We love Florida, but who can take him? Who could push Florida? Who could push Florida in this tournament? Because we want to see somebody. I mean, Kentucky beat Missouri. Tennessee now won. I think so too. Arkansas. And they got the double bias. Arkansas. So, okay, now Florida will play Kentucky, and then Arkansas will play the next lowest. So they'll play probably Georgia.
Okay.
Unless Oklahoma upsets them. So you think that's the only people that could give them a run?
Yeah, I say Arkansas. I mean, I just think they're better than everybody else. But I think Florida going easily. I think they easily win the division. I mean, the conference. But I do see.
Yes.
I can see Arkansas give them a little something, but not too much.
They got to play better than last time, right? I mean, and I agree with you. Look, if you've watched our podcast before, you know I'm Team Florida. I've been talking about them for 5 weeks. They finally kind of moved up the ranks and got that 1 seed. But Arkansas, I mean, this team is fun to watch. I mean, Darius Acuff is awesome. Guard Billy Richmond, I think, is that dude. I love watching that dude play. He's a downhill player. Yeah. Hopefully this time they can kind of get some more rebounds. Yeah. Because Brazil just got eaten up on the glass with all those bigs from Florida, man. But I mean, it's not going to be in Florida. It'll be in a neutral site. I think it's in.
That's the good part.
So we don't think Kentucky at home, basically at home, right? Kentucky against Florida, that'll be a better game, maybe a little more interesting than the last times they played.
No. No.
Guess no. No, they're done.
No, they're done. It's Florida for me. For sure.
They're so good.
They are. They're really just that good. Like, it's like not being arrogant about it. It's just they're literally that good.
They really haven't. One of those games was a little close at the end. Was that the Kentucky game or one of those games? They were playing close at the end. I was like, oh, they're going to blow this game, but they didn't. But besides that, they've been blowing the hell out of people. It's just like blowing the doors off them. And they've scored 100 points like 5 times this month. I mean, it's dude. So, all right. So Big Ten then, the last big championship. Again, the question is, can anybody beat Michigan? It's like the same thing in all these big conferences. It's the same thing. You believe that Houston's going to take out Arizona, so that's that.
I do.
Do you think anybody can beat Michigan in this one, and obviously Purdue, we know where they're at. They've kind of fallen off the face of the planet.
Yeah.
It doesn't look so. Iowa got beat today. Ohio State advanced. Wisconsin advanced over Washington. You got Purdue, UCLA, and then Illinois, and those guys play tomorrow. So Michigan plays Ohio State tomorrow. Illinois plays Wisconsin, and then Michigan State will play one of those winners. Looks like they'll play. I guess they'll play Rutgers. I'm sorry, they'll play UCLA. So, what do you think? Anybody got a shot? Anybody got a shot, Kenny?
I always give Sparty a shot, but it's like Michigan's gonna be winning this thing again, man.
Yeah,
I do. I think they're just gonna dominate again. I do. I think they're gonna flex their muscle and show why they're the cream of the crop. You know, they're gonna show why they're national championship contenders, and a lot of these guys are just tournament contenders.
Right.
You know,
right.
So I think
Nebraska's the 2 seed. I don't think Nebraska has a shot, even though we'll see. Look at that. Let me look at the bracket real quick again, because Illinois, they got beat bad against them last time. Yeah, it's going to be the way the bracket breaks down is Michigan's the 1, Illinois is the 4, and then you got Sparty against Nebraska on the other side, unless there's some shenanigans like UCLA can pull off an upset or Purdue or something. I just don't trust Purdue. I mean, I'm glad Northwestern won, beat Indiana, ended their season. So, look at this guy. He's already going to March Madness. He's going to the big dance here. Ian thinks Nebraska's the first week been bounced in the tournament. Wow. Interesting. Well, I wonder why. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, because they've been up and down. They've had games where they get beat by 20 at UCLA, and then they win some tough teams. I just think, like Kenny said, they're kind of a cut below. I think they're a cut below Sparty too. I think Illinois, Sparty, and are like a tier. So you've got Michigan up here, Illinois, Sparty, then you got Nebraska. That's my take. So this is true. They are the only D1 team to not win a game in the big dance. That's very true. So you think they're going to lose? They're going to be one of those upsets. They're going to play High Point.
That's what I'm saying.
Take them out.
Yeah. I hope they're not the 5 seed, because if they are, 5 seeds always lose to 12. One of them.
They always do.
I'm telling you.
Well, what if they're not going to be a 7 seed? They'll probably be a 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
So they'd have to lose to like somebody down the chain a little bit. But there's some teams out there. Yeah, those SoCon teams, they can jump up and get you. Maybe they get the Ivy League team. Maybe they play Yale or something.
Yeah,
Yale's a 13 seed, a 14 seed. That's a good upset. I like that.
Yeah.
So you still think Michigan's all the way in the Big Ten?
Yeah, I think Michigan. I think that's the cream of the crop. I think they got it. I do. I think they're going to go ahead and take care of business and win it, because they want to solidify that 1 seed as well. So, yeah, I think they take care of business.
He likes the Spuds. Ian likes the Spuds. They're the Vandals. They're vandalizing your television screen. Yeah, maybe. We'll talk more, I guess, next week. Well, we'll see what we have to do. I'm traveling. But yeah, I just want to see Sparty give him one more shot and play really good. Play Izzo basketball, because the way they've played them so far, you can't run with Michigan like that. You can't let them go up and down. You got to ugly up the game. You can't let them dominate you up and down the court. You really got to make the game a little slower. But I know Michigan State likes to score in the transition too, so they have kind of the same style. You have to do a conflicting style like Duke did. Duke gave them a style. Thanks, Marcus. They give us a style that, like, you have to really alter your game for, and I think that's what it'll take. And I guess Sparty can't do that anymore. Who knows? So we got some. Yeah, go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah. Sparty's are going to be a tough out, of course. I think they are. If they get another shot at it, who knows? They could mess around and have figured it out. But I doubt it. I highly doubt it, because I think, like you said, like a team like Michigan, you're going to have to outsmart them.
Right.
That's what I noticed that Duke did this year. They outsmarted them. every time Michigan did something, Duke immediately had a counter. It was a counter punch.
Yeah.
They kept countering them all game.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you like, okay, Michigan gonna get a little bit. Okay, Michigan like they gonna try to pull it. No, Duke was like, nope, we right here. We got a counter for that.
Right. Yeah, it's like a chess match, and I think that's why Shire is a really good coach. I think he had a great game plan in that game.
Mm-hmm.
It'll happen again in the Final Four. Maybe May will be better this time around because he's like, oh, I'm just going to run my bigs out there. They're going to do it, and Mar gets in foul trouble. Next thing you know, they just can't get over the top in that game.
Yeah.
So we're going to watch a lot of basketball this weekend. We got Selection Sunday on Sunday. We'll check it out. A little programming note. I think I told you. I'm going to Vegas on Wednesday, right? I mean, that's what I'm doing. So we'll have to either find you a co-host for Thursday next week, or we'll have to figure out a new schedule. But I will be in the desert, fly in on Wednesday night, and then I'm there at. I think I've told you about Stadium Swim. Have you ever seen Stadium Swim, Kenny?
I have not.
So Circa is like this mecca. I mean, this place is incredible. It's a downtown hotel. It's got a huge sports book inside that's like 2 stories. And thanks, Ian. And like 2 stories, and you just stadium seating. It's amazing. And then at the pool, it's a 150-foot screen, and there's like 6 pools, and the games are all on in the pool, dude. I mean, that's where I will be day 1 of March Madness. I've done it for quite a few. Yes, it is elite. On Friday we'll figure it out, and Saturday we kind of lounge around, like throw dice and everything. So it looks like Ian can step in if necessary next week, unless we do the different schedule, so we can talk about that offline. But
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man, going to be a good weekend of basketball. Looking forward to Selection Sunday, and then the big dance begins.
The real one. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited. Ready to really get to this thing, man. I'm ready to fill out my bracket already.
I know. You're like, I know what I got to pick. You just don't know.
I already know what I'm doing.
That's right. Well, hey, follow me at Wegspool on X on Instagram. I'm also on shows like the Lockdown Coverage Podcast on Tuesday for the NFL. We've got the Primetime College Hoops one here. And then I also do the Side Action Podcast. It's a sports gambling show with Dalton off the network. Where can we find you, Casanova?
Well, you can find me every Tuesday at 6 Eastern on the Renegade Rundown Podcast. You can find me here at Primetime College Hoops on Thursday at 5 Eastern. Also, if you guys are into relationship podcasts, I am starting up. I'm actually about to launch it on Monday. It's called Cassanova.
There we go. Let's go. Dating show. Let's make a dating show.
Yeah, I'm starting up on a relationship podcast on Monday. So I'll definitely send the links out to everybody to see it, man. Hey, man, I'm just working, man. That's it. Just working. He's
a love doctor. He's a love doctor now.
Gotta be.
Love doctor.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, don't forget to follow the network, PCSN Media on X. We're also on Facebook, Prime Cover Sports Network. And hey, network's growing. It's going to be an exciting couple of weeks for us, and we'll look forward to catching you next time. So thanks everybody for listening, and the comments. The comments are great. Appreciate that.
Yes, definitely.
All right, bye everybody.
All righty.
Yeah, hey, drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.